Root Show.
For once, Reuters done some actual journalism on Hunter Biden. Hunter never actually worked in Ukraine when he worked for Burisma, making $50,000 a month.
Then you are home. The Valley's news talk and podcasts. Talk Central, Phoenix.
And now, back to more of the Chips and Salsa Show.
Which of the Latin countries are you from? The one with the Civil War, the one with the cocaine, or the one with the fancy hats?
Welcome back, Salseros and Chipsters. I'm filling in today. This is Sergio Arellano. I'm filling in today for Alice and Jorge. They couldn't be in today, so they brought a little surge to the show. Sergio Arellano here. And in this next segment, I want to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart and a lot of people's hearts, and that is upcoming 9/11. With me today, I have Christina Wagner, who represents
Military Assistance Mission.
Military Assistance Mission. Yeah. So, Christina, tell us a little bit about your organization. And with 9/11 fastly approaching, and so many Democrats are trying to ignore it in the name of COVID-19, tell us about your organization and how you became involved with it.
Sure. So, all great questions. So, Military Assistance Mission was started when our founder, Margie Bond's son, was killed in Iraq. It was 2005. He was serving his country, and his vehicle was ambushed by IEDs. So, Margie created this organization, Military Assistance Mission, to honor her son's legacy and also give back and support his brothers and sisters in arms. And seeing, firsthand how many of them struggle, which it's heartbreaking to me. The men and women, and I know that you're a veteran, and I thank you for your service.
Thank you.
That these men and women serve here and abroad, not knowing what today, tomorrow, the next 5 minutes will encounter, and they've just written this blank check, and so many of them are struggling, and they're struggling right now. So Military Assistance Mission steps in, and we help them. We help them with basic needs. Rent, mortgage, car payment, car insurance, utilities, food. So when I'm saying basic needs, those things that many of us take for granted, and our military men and women are struggling. COVID has definitely made things more challenging for our military, for our National Guard. Many of them had a civilian job that's been put on hold. So we're stepping in to help those military families when they're struggling, and it's our honor to do that. 9/11 is definitely, if I say, where were you on 9/11? I think there's many people of a certain age, the minute I ask you, where were you at 9/11?
So where were you for 9/11?
Where was I?
Yeah.
Well, I was in Palo Alto, California. I was actually driving from Fremont to Palo Alto. I was about to get on the Bay Bridge when a friend of mine called me and said, turn around right now and go home. It was too soon to know what was happening, but my friend thought that we were at war, and essentially, we were at war.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was getting ready to go across the Bay Bridge. What about you? Where were you?
I was actually graduating from basic training. I had a fractured foot because I did my 25-mile road march on a broken foot, and I powered through it with Motrin, which is all we can have in the military. Yeah. But I was littering the chow hall, and I looked up and I saw the TV, and I saw that a plane hit the World Trade Center. And I'm kind of a jokester, so I'm like, oh, that guy's dumb, right? He didn't see it. How do you not see a big old building? And then the second plane hit, and then there was news flashes and everything saying we're under attack. And they shut us down, and they sent us back to our unit. The drill sergeant kicks the door in like the Kool-Aid man, and he says, we're going to war, mother effers, and stuff like that. Yeah. And so it was surreal. It was a surreal moment, definitely. Yeah. I'm 17 years old at the time, so...
Yeah. But isn't it interesting how the minute that someone says, where were you on 9/11, you immediately go back and you remember, and I'm sure in your mind you've got these pictures and vivid images of the people around you and everything.
Yeah.
There are kids today, we're coming up on the 19th anniversary, and there are 19-year-olds that have no idea what 9/11 was. So thankfully, we have a great board. And one of our board members, Nicole Kreitz, is with 3TV, and 3TV has done an incredible show. It's really a tribute. We all said, we would never forget, and they have created this incredible tribute. Certainly hope that people can join us and watch 3TV this Friday at 10 a.m. We also have at the American Legion Pat Tillman Post 117, we have an event where people can come together and watch in person, watch this special with us. All of this has been done to replace the Freedom Breakfast. So, COVID has definitely changed the way everything is being done. And it's changing the way that nonprofits fundraise. This is the Freedom Breakfast typically was a fundraising event for us. So we have some different ways. I think the thing that we're all doing is we're pivoting, we're adapting, we're finding different ways to have a new normal.
So what can one expect at this event that's coming up?
Yeah. Okay. So the 3TV special, the show, it's going to honor and remember those that lost their life. It will have special guests like Luis Gonzalez. He's going to talk about 9/11 and really encourage people to get involved and help. We have astronaut Frank Culbertson. He was in outer space when the towers were hit and took video of the towers as they were hit.
Wow, that's impressive.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Roger Klein and the Peacemakers are also another one of our celebrity guests. And we also have Michael McAvoy. Michael McAvoy lost his best friend and his brother in the two towers. His brother was a firefighter whose shift was just ending as the towers hit. And Michael, knowing that his brother's shift was just ending and that they couldn't reach him, and knowing his brother and knowing who he was, he said, I know he wasn't going to go home when his shift was over. He went back in, and sure enough, that's what he did. And he's no longer with us. So it will be a show that honors, remembers. We know that many of our veterans enlisted because of 9/11. And we have a young man that's going to share his story. New York was home to him. So it's definitely going to be quite a moving and inspiring show. We have a Green Beret that will also be included in the show, Roman Roselle. It's a full show. It will inspire, it will remember, it will honor and pay tribute to that day.
Is this the first time you're doing this type of event?
Is
this the first annual?
So
9/11?
This is not the first annual event. This is the first time that we're doing this type of a show. So previous years we've done a Freedom Breakfast, which has been an in-person event. So it's the first time doing a show for 9/11. And it's truly a beautiful show that Nicole Kreitz has produced and created with 3TV.
So for those of us that have friends, family, people in the military, active duty, now you guys also work with Purple Heart recipients.
We do, post 9/11 Purple Heart recipients, yep.
What is the criteria to get involved or to interact with you guys, and if they want to volunteer or receive benefits?
Absolutely, all great questions. If you go to azmam.org, right there on the homepage, you'll see apply. So for those military families, E6 and below, we offer morale aid. E5 and below is financial assistance. And then, of course, post 9/11 Purple Heart recipients. So if you go there and just apply, Margie Bonds, our founder, is the one that looks over all applications. And then as far as volunteering, we have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We have our Golf Classic that's right around the corner. Operation Holiday Open House is another event where we definitely need volunteers. Right there on the homepage, you'll see apply is front and center, volunteers right there on the homepage, and then also donate. So I know that a lot of times military families, veterans, patriots, they want to give back and they want to support. So if you just go to azmam.org, you can click on the donate and donate right there.
That's wonderful. You said also that you did back to school recently.
We did.
Right?
We
you delivered some backpacks out, and
we did.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Thank you.
Sure.
So back to school is an annual event that we do where we load up backpacks full of supplies. In years past, families have come in and it's been kind of an assembly style setup where they would come and pick out the supplies. With COVID, we did things a little bit differently. We had it at Sanderson Ford, and families just drove up. It was kind of a drive-by back to school event where they just drove up, got their backpack, and went on their way. What we heard after that event was that many of our military families are struggling. We've kind of created this Operation Distance Learning program. About 200,000 Arizona students do not have adequate devices for distance learning. 200,000.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah. So many of these kids are at home and they're trying to do distance learning and they don't have the adequate device. Or they might have multiple students in one home where they're all sharing a device. So we've started giving out, we had backpacks or laptops on hand, and we just started giving those laptops out. We've reached out to the community. You know, if you have a used laptop that many of us do have old used laptops that are just sitting at home. If you have one of those, we're taking those and then giving those back to these military families. So for someone that is hearing this, that's watching this show today and that wants to help, that's another way to help. If you have a laptop that you can donate, then just connect with me at azmam.org.
That's wonderful. So Chipsters and everybody tuning in, veterans are near and dear to my heart. I think I told you off the air, I worked as a wounded warrior advocate for a long time, and I did everything from homeless outreach to severely injured soldier and family outreach, and I think we can all agree that our vets need all the help they can get.
Definitely.
Our active duty need all the help they can get. They are severely overworked and underpaid, in my opinion. I think getting into the political side of it, Congress has to do more and do right by these families. And not only while they're on active duty, but also the transition. And it's thanks to people like you and your organization. It sounds like they're doing wonderful and amazing things. So please look up Christina Wagner and AZMAM. Is that correct?
Yes, azmam.org. And if you want more information about the event on this Friday, September 11th, if you just go to azmam.org/freedom, all of the information is right there.
Do you have a Twitter handle or social media you want to plug in?
We do, and all our social media links are, if you just go to azmam.org, everything is right there. One-stop shopping, you can find everything.
That's awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to add or leave us with?
I think the thing that I really want people to keep in mind is that when it comes to giving back, we want to give our time, our talent, and our treasure. So if you have time to give, if you have time to volunteer, whether it's MAM or it's another nonprofit, nonprofits are struggling right now, and they can definitely use your support with your time. And many of us do have time right now. Your talent, maybe you're someone that is an expert in insert industry and you have that talent to donate to a nonprofit. Consider doing that. And then your treasure, that's your hard-earned dollars that you have. We know that your dollars, you've worked hard for them. Every dollar that comes in is going back to take care of our Arizona military. So
now, one more question for you, because I forgot to ask this, but your organization services statewide?
All over Arizona.
All over Arizona.
Yeah. So those backpacks, many of those about 200 backpacks went down to Fort Huachuca. So it's not just here in Maricopa County, all of Arizona. We serve all of Arizona.
Wow.
And, no act of generosity is too small to make a big difference.
Correct. So you guys heard it here. Ms. Christina Wagner, thank you so much for coming on board, sharing with us your organization. And guys, if you guys can donate time, effort, money, everything helps, especially for our people in the service. So once again, thank you for coming on board.
Thank you so much.
And plug in your info one more time.
So go to azmam.org and watch the 3TV special at 10 a.m. this Friday.
All right, you heard it here. Chipster, stay tuned with us, because up next is going to be Alexander Colladin, and he's going to blow your guys' mind with what's happening here in Maricopa County. Stay tuned.
This is the Valley's News Talk and Podcasts. Talk Central Phoenix, a Central City radio station.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants.